week's our anniversary. Oh,
Happy Saturday, you guys. Welcome to episode number 51 of the First and 10 NFL New York Jets podcast. How you doing this morning, brother? Oh, man, you're frozen again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Hey, man,
right,
we got some crazy weather out here on the East Coast, so this could be touch and go this morning.
Yeah, we'll let all the fans know that the weather on the East Coast is not nice. There might be a lot of, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, you're frozen. Yeah. Yeah. And that won't be because of what we're saying. But we do have a lot to say today.
Yes, we do. Hey, man, negotiations can begin on March 14th, Monday at noon.
Yes, and legal tampering starts. Monday. Yep. Tampering starts.
Official free agency begins on March 16th at 1 p.m.
Yes. So before we get into that, let's just make some quick announcements here. So the Jets hired 4 coaches this week. They got a new assistant offensive line coach, Ben Wilkinson, an assistant defensive line coach, Greg Scruggs, defensive assistant, Nathaniel Willingham, and situation football game manager, Dan Shamash. So we got 4 new coaches. We also made 4 signings over the last couple of days. We signed Connor McDermott, 1-year deal. Safety Willie Parks, LaMarcus Joyner, and I believe Elijah Riley is also in the mix. We just signed him.
Yeah, and, hopefully Joyner stays on the field.
Yes. Let's hope. And
now are we gonna pair Marcus May and Joyner together? What's the deal?
I don't know, Kev. I think Marcus May is out the door.
I think so too.
I think that ship has sailed on Marcus May. Before we go on and get into it, for Jet fans who don't know, or probably if you care or don't care, do you remember a player, Chaquez Polite? Well, he signed with the Canadian Football Toronto Argonauts last week, so he's no longer with us. But not that was a loss in our case, but I just thought I'd put it out there.
No, and we're talking about free agency.
Yes.
And it made me think of our past, whatever you want to call it.
I'm listening.
$28 million to Le'Veon Bell, a player the head coach didn't even want. Well, I mean, if we call him a head coach.
Yeah.
$34 million in guarantees to Trumaine Johnson.
Yeah.
For 17 games, which the guy slept through the 17 games that he played.
Yep.
We could go on and on and on.
Yeah, in saying that, but that came from another regime, not the Joe Douglas regime.
Absolutely. It's just, my point is, I'm hoping we can, like I always say, flip the script here.
Yes.
And let's.
Yes. And
make our free agency on the rise instead of in the pits.
And a lot of Jet fans are under the impression, and we are here too, that at least we're hoping that Joe Douglas is not going to settle for the B-listers this year, and he's going to make a couple of A-list splashes. The question is, who are those A-listers in your head and in my head? Like, for example, as much as everybody is high on Metcalf and Amari Cooper, and I don't blame them. Believe me, I don't blame them. But I feel like I should say it this way. I don't want to give up a boatload to get them.
You know what I'd like to see them do?
Go ahead.
Grab Ryan Jensen from the Bucks. I know he's 30.
I would love.
I know he's 31 years old.
I don't care, especially since Joe Douglas. Yeah, and especially since I'm glad you brought him up, because that's going under the radar, because Joe Douglas did come out and say he needs an offensive line who is tough, who said that when Zach gets a cheap shot, someone's going to get into that other team's line's face and kick them in. And Ryan Jensen for $11 million, but the window I heard for Ryan could be anywhere between 11 and 14 million. I think that's okay because if
Pay
you sign him,
pay the man. Pay
yeah,
the man.
if you could sign him, Kevin, let's say we get him on the cheap for 11 million a year. The first year is practically free because you're going to cut Connor McGovern and save yourself 9-point-something million of his salary. And Connor McGovern doesn't even have a dead cap. I don't think there's any dead cap money for
no hit.
This
Nope.
year. So you're almost like you're getting Ryan Jensen for a few million for at least the first year. And he brings that toughness that he's not, and he's going to make those young kids like Mekhi Becton and Vera Tucker and whoever we get in free agency, because I think we're going to go O-line, in my opinion, a lot tougher. And yeah, the Ryan Jensen is a must for me.
I would love that move. Would love it.
As much as I heard another person come out this week and say Lindenbaum for 10, which I love. I'm for the center. I would have to go with Ryan Jensen if that's
absolutely
right in the 11 to 14 million range.
Absolutely,
you're gonna cut McGovern and save $9 million. I think that's a no-brainer for me. Like I said, what I don't want to do is give away the farm for a Metcalf. Give away the farm for Amari Cooper and still have to pay the man whatever $20 million a year, whatever his salary is. No, I guess if we trade for him, part of the trade would have to be he's willing to renegotiate and do a new contract. But
I know we say weapons, but in my opinion, the best thing for Zach would be Jensen.
Okay. Yeah.
If you got a guy like him in the huddle in Zach's ear all the time, being like, no, do this, you know.
And speaking about Zach's ear, that's the reason why the Jets want to bring Joe Flacco back, not because they want him. Of course, if anything happens,
they want a mentor,
but he's in Zach's ear, and everyone is convinced that those last 4 weeks, why Zach was so good, because Flacco was in his ear. So, you know, if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. You always need that veteran presence to help you out. And maybe Joe finally realizes his days as a starter are numbered, and this is possibly the best situation for him, you know?
Yeah. Hey, man, it's like a McCown, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It can act as one anyway.
Yeah, no, definitely. So we were talking about last week, I guess it was last week, right? Calvin Ridley being one of the names Jet fans wanted.
Listen, all freaking year I said, you know, there's something going on in these games.
Yeah.
With 2 points here and and you know, and phantom referee calls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Suspended 1 year for gambling on football.
Yep.
How do you like them apples?
And if you don't think that there's refs and stuff doing the same thing,
you're not. Yes,
you're kidding yourself.
I agree with you. Now, another rumor that seems to be catching heat, that train is rolling on, other than the Amari Cooper, is the Saquon Barkley. Would you do it for 1 year?
I don't know. 1-2 punch him and Carter.
You got to figure Carter, because of his body type, probably couldn't do the load 3 carries, you know, every all the time. So it would be nice to have Barkley come in as that offset. And if our line, who I feel is probably better than the Giants line, he could have a great 1 year with us. And then you see what happens next year. I don't know. In the beginning, I didn't think much about it. I thought, I don't want Saquon. But the more I thought about the 1-2 punch,
go get Jensen.
Yeah.
Go get Saquon.
Okay. And how about Allen Robinson? If they got Allen Robinson, the wide receiver, free agent from Chicago, would that be a good start to the season? Would that be a good free agency pickup?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
If you could get the top center, you know, one of the top centers in the league.
Yep.
One of the most promising running backs in the league. And pick up a borderline first, second tier wide receiver. Absolutely.
I just rather get and I know this is going to sound crazy because Metcalf is off the board. The guy is legit. The guy is Superman.
Mhm.
Amari Cooper, yeah, does he run a lazy route every once in a while? Yeah, but he's also another good player. I'm
Mhm.
just tired. I don't want to be giving up the farm to
I
get
saw
players.
I saw Jarvis Landry too. So
Okay, did you? Wow. Okay. I just don't want to be giving up the farm for these players. We got a young core. I'd rather, again, do you want to go with the devil you know or the devil you don't know? We always say free agency's hit or miss, but I feel like not free agency, the draft is hit or miss, but I want to go with the young kids. And I feel like we ran that train into the ground,
Mhm.
free agency. We always win in March. The Jets are great in March because we win free agency. I don't want to win free agency. I want to win January. I want to win February.
let's go around the block here to something else. Deshaun Watson.
Uh-huh.
What do you think? Would you consider it?
Me
I mean,
personally,
I know Zach. I understand, but
me personally, and I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate from this, and people don't forget to hit the like and subscribe.
that's right.
I don't want Deshaun Watson. I don't.
No, it'd be no.
Nothing
I have
against him.
to agree.
Great quarterback. You know what? The legal issues now, he's won the case. It's in the past. We can't talk about that. I'm just tired as a Jet fan of always bringing in the top dog in free agency, the top this in free agency. And then 3 years later, we're in the same boat.
Well,
Let's
yeah,
ride this kid. Let's ride this kid.
Because where New England or somebody else could bring in the free and everything clicks.
Uh-huh.
You got to remember this is the Jets.
Uh-huh. But in
where
saying
where
that,
where Brett Favre came, you were 8-3. He
Uh-huh.
blows out his shoulder and you lose the rest of the games.
Yeah.
And you know.
Yeah, listen, we know about the cloud. We talk about it, but for this new regime and this young coaching staff, I rather bring in some free agents and grow. Let's all grow together. I keep saying, I don't want to have to give up the farm, let's say, for a Metcalf, and we're we're good for 2 years and then we stink for another 8. I want to flip the script where every year, like the 49ers, like the Patriots, even Buffalo these last 4 or 5 years, we're talked about. We're the hot team. We're good now, 2, 3, 4 years. And listen, Deshaun Watson's young. What is he, 25, 26? I'm not knocking it. I just don't feel our organization has luck when we grab the hottest free agent. Like it always comes back to bite us in the ass. You brought Zach here. He was the 2nd round pick. Everyone in Jet Nation loves him. The Jet fans are enamored with him. So then let's keep him and show what we think about him and give him his wall, give him his weapons, and let's go.
I know I'm in the minority, but I'm not enamored by this kid.
Okay. So you want Deshaun Watson?
No. Okay. But all I'm saying is I haven't seen as much as we saw improvement in the last few games. The jury's still out.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Yeah. And listen, you're entitled to it. All I'm going to say to you is that, and you know me, like you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to sit here and browbeat you. That's not who I am.
I mean, Sanchez, Pennington. We never got to where we wanted to go.
Yeah, no, agree. But what I will say in Zach's defense, what we saw over the last 4 weeks, remember, we saw it without Corey Davis, without Elijah Moore.
Right.
Michael Carter was out for 1 game. And so we saw glimpses. Now, did we see glimpses with the quarterback we had 2 years ago? Yeah, and where did that go? He's probably going to be out of the league or refined to being a backup. I don't want to be down on Zach. I'm riding him now. Let's go.
Well,
I mean,
I'm not down on him. All I'm saying is the jury's still out.
Yeah, of course. Of course, Kevin, we know that.
I'm not enamored.
No, I understand that. But now Joe Douglas, and listen, for me, this is the make or break year for Joe Douglas. And only I'm saying that because I hear everyone saying, Now Joe Douglas and his coaches together. Now they got under all the crappy salary. They got rid of all what they considered shit. So now Joe Douglas is going to have to go and do what Joe Douglas does.
From now on, it's all on you guys, man.
Yeah. So now this is it. Now forget everyone rebuild. Like, how many more years is these rebuild? Now let's go. When I wake up Monday morning, or when I come home from work Monday afternoon at 1:30, 2 o'clock, I want to know that we already made a splash.
That we've engaged.
Yeah.
Can we please?
That we already, I don't want to be, when all the big names are already coming off the board. We finally made a name for the B player or the C. No. We're 48.8 million as of now under the cap, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. They announced a couple of days ago the salary cap went up.
You had said that to me. I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, I believe the cap salary went up another 25.7 million. All right, so if we add the cap salary that went up 25.7 to the Jets 48.8, that brings the Jets a little over 74 million. 74 million. They're the fourth richest team in free agency. Make a splash, Joe.
No reason not to go out and get what you want.
Make a splash,
and
Joe.
what you need.
Make us. I'm not telling you to spend 74 million, the whole 74 million. Of course, you, like Joe always says, you want to have some money in your pocket for someone who gets cut late or becomes a free agent later on down there. I get all that, but there's no reason why. And I'm not saying this is.
I want to hear Monday afternoon. Jets have agreed in principle with Ryan Jensen.
Yeah. Jets have agreed in principle with Allen Robinson from Chicago, the wide receiver. Now, is he a knockout player? No, but we don't have to give up we don't have to give up draft picks to bring him in. He's a free agent.
Knockout players don't necessarily win games all the time. It's lunch pail guys that win games.
Yeah. And
that show up for work and do their job, not the showboaters. Not this, not Hollywood. I'm gonna make a touchdown and text in the end zone.
And listen,
come on, dude.
Yeah, you're right. And back to the money issue. It sounds like Crowder and Fadokasi are gonna be allowed to hit the free agent market.
Yep.
So now, what type of money that frees up? What was Crowder do? 10 million. So that's gonna free up that, I believe. I don't know what Fadokasi was making. So there's money that's gonna be freed up. Don't be cheap and I don't want to wake up Wednesday morning and we still have nobody.
Do we know what's going on with Berrios? Have we heard anything?
Nope. We keep hearing the same thing. In talks, no talks. In talks, no talks. I think the Berrios deal, I'm sorry, Jet fans, as much as we all want him here, is not going to get done if it gets done till after free agency.
Just see what they got. Right.
Yeah, I think the Jets are going to see if they could get one of these wide receivers in the third round, get another tight end in free agency or in the draft, whatever you want to go. I don't think the Berrios deal gets done till after the draft. That's my take on it.
Okay.
That's my take on it.
Yeah, you could be right.
But I don't want to talk about the draft. We could do that next week because I have a lot.
Yeah, it's free agency, man. It's free agency.
I mean, let me ask you something. So when the franchise tags on some of these players went down, and we can name some of them, did you feel like, oh man, here we go. The league is kicking us in our ass. We have money, all right? We could offer these guys good salaries, and all the key guys,
and they're protecting them.
Yeah, and all the key guys that were Jet fans, we as Jet fans wanted, or the Jets might have been tied to. Chris Godwin, franchise tag. Mike Williams, not only tagged, but then he gets the salary, $60 million for 3 years, $40 million guaranteed.
Crazy.
And then you talk about the tight ends. We all love Dalton Schultz from the Cowboys. Once that salary cap raised another 25.7, Dallas said, all right, we're franchising him.
That's
we're
right.
Cut some players. We're going to negotiate contracts. I think Prescott took a different contract. They did something with the contract to free up some money. Then you got guys like Gesicki, who Jet fans were back and forth with. Although I wouldn't mind having him. He'd be a nightmare for, safeties and corners to cover.
Sure.
He
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
tagged, Everybody wanted this Jesse Bates from the Bengals safety. He was tagged, Tight end, Njoku from the Browns tagged. Devontae Adams, although that was a reach with Adams. We weren't going to pay that.
It's all about protecting your good players.
Yeah,
and
he was
speaking of an Adams,
okay.
How funny is it for Jamal in Seattle? You're stuck in a rebuild, dude.
Can you say effing comma, Jamal? Hey, Prez, effing comma. That's all I could say. And I was a Jamal Adams guy until.
Man, so was I. Until he started talking. Started talking shit.
Yep. Agree.
And thinking I'm the best safety in the league. And blah, 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 blah. Come on, dude.
And now you know what I say to Jamal Adams? Burn, you burn in Seattle. Burn.
Twist in that Seattle weather.
And I find it funny, Kev. He's been quiet. Do you think he's been quiet because he realized he just got egg on his face?
Could be. And what do you think about Wilson to the Broncos?
I love it. I know there was a lot of talk on all the talk shows this week saying, oh, Wilson can't win without the Legion of Boom. They haven't been to a Super Bowl since the Legion of Boom. I'm not saying the Broncos are anywhere near the defense the Legion of Boom is, but don't kid yourself, people. The Broncos have a good defense.
And you know what else I heard could be a possibility?
Yeah, Von Miller.
No, Watson to the Raiders.
Did you? Okay.
So you would have AFC West, Mahomes, Watson.
Yeah.
Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy on the Chargers, Bear, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Herbert. Yeah. But Herbert. Wait, if that's the case, then David Carr becomes a free agent, and now you got other, the one rumor I heard, and I don't know if there's any steam to it, is don't be surprised now if the Panthers, although I don't know if the Panthers have a lot of draft capital like to give to Houston, but I heard the Panthers are, smelling around the Deshaun Watson area.
Mm-hmm.
So
I saw that too. Eagles, Panthers. Who else did I say? Raiders.
Really? I didn't hear the Eagles. Okay, but you heard the Eagles. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think about so let's get into some of the quarterback trades. But before we do that, let me ask you a couple of questions. Bobby Wagner got cut. Would you take Bobby Wagner? I know he's up there in age. Put him next to Mosley for 1 year, or is Wagner just somebody you don't even want to touch and not go?
Nah. Linebacker, I'd rather go young.
Okay, so you'll be good with Mosley, Quincy Williams, and maybe somebody in the draft, right?
I mean, to me, the most important thing with a linebacker is speed, man.
Okay.
You got to be able to go side to side.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay.
So I'd rather have young guys. I mean, Mosley is the leader, as the QB back there, but surround him with young guys that have speed.
All right. No, I'm not going to argue all that. I'm not going to. Yeah. So let's talk about these three quarterback trades and just what is your take on what the Packers did with Aaron Rodgers? 4-year deal, $200 million,
highest paid player in the
history
league.
Of football.
History.
Did he not play Green Bay like a fiddle? Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
He tuned it up right and set it up right. And here he is, $200 million, $153 million guaranteed. Now, listen, everyone says he's a bad man. And listen, I'm not taking anything away from him, but in the playoffs, he's an average man.
Can't get over that hump.
Yeah. So with that $200 million you're giving him, however they defer it and whatever they're going to pay him, the life of the loan, whatever, however they're going to pay, and they just franchised Devontae $20 million and change. What about your defense, who's suspect? Now you got to lose some of them. What about your offensive line? I believe Bakhtiari is up for a deal, but I'm not sure on that. So if I'm wrong, sorry. But yeah, you signed a bad man, but you have no protection now. You have no weapons. This team couldn't win last year when they were poised to win it all. How do Packer fans feel? Like, I'm sure they're ecstatic that they got their quarterback, but I don't know that he just raked them over a barrel.
That's a lot of money.
You know?
And that could, like, you could have just screwed yourself for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be there forever, you know?
Someone was saying the other day, and maybe I heard it wrong and I didn't go do any research on it, silly me, that if Aaron Rodgers survives this 4 years with the Packers and does not get back to a Super Bowl or win one, he would be the only quarterback that's been with the team for that long of a time, 15 years since their last Super Bowl, and not gone back to one. Now, of course, no quarterbacks last that long anyway, but can you imagine if he goes 4 years with the Packers, doesn't get back to a Super Bowl?
How long did Marino play? Just yeah. That would be the only guy I would think that would be close to that.
Yeah. But you're talking about if this 4-year contract, he plays out all 4 years and they don't get to the Super Bowl, that would be 15 years from the last Super Bowl Aaron was in. Now, that's what I heard. I have to go back and see if those numbers are accurate.
That's a long time for being the highest paid.
Yeah. Or going down as the highest paid player in the final 4 years of that.
Right. Yeah,
15 years. Quarterbacks usually don't last. By year 5, if you don't get us to a Super Bowl, and we're paying you the money, we have to go somewhere else. Sayonara, right?
Yep.
Wow.
Hey, man.
Does it just prove that he's such a diva, Aaron? You know, you always saw Tom Brady up until his final year with the Patriots, and I can't believe I'm going to give this guy credit, taking the pay cut, making the not
to bring in players,
to bring in whatever players this team could to help them out.
Because it's about winning.
Yeah.
Not how much money you make. I mean, those are perks, but it's about winning.
Yeah.
You're in this to win a championship.
Yeah. So that was that. What do you think about, you brought up the Russell Wilson trade. What do you think about, like, what was exchanged? Did Seattle make out well in this deal? So remember, Seattle gets,
I think the winner in this deal is Denver, actually.
All right. So Denver gets Russell Wilson and the 4th round pick in this year's draft. All right. But that Seattle gets 2 first rounders, 2 second rounders, a 5th round pick. They got the backup quarterback in Drew Lock, because he's not going to start for them. They got the tight end, Noah Fant, who's really good in my opinion. And the young kid defensive end, Shelby Harris, who's on the rise. You know? Will Seattle sniff around Deshaun Watson?
I think so.
Do they have enough capital?
Don't be surprised if Seattle sniffs around Sam Darnold.
Oh, yeah. You see, I would have said that. You know what? I'm off the Darnold bandwagon. Yes, I'm admitting it here, folks. I finally given in. I'm off the Darnold bandwagon. I was wrong. I'm admitting it. I was wrong. Egg on my face. I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's happening. I mean, if you heard that and I think
I read it somewhere.
Yeah, and of course, like we said, Kevin, we talked about this last year. This is the funny time where people just throw things to see what sticks, what sticks. You know, I think Sam Darnold is now a backup quarterback in this league, or he goes by the way of Sam Rosen. Was that his name, Sam Rosen? And Josh Rosen, and he's done.
Rosen. Yeah,
he's done. He has to tell himself now he's a backup quarterback, and if he could play like once in a while, 2 or 3 weeks, he'll keep a team afloat. But
which is why I say the jury's still out on Zach.
oh yeah, of course.
Sanchez, Darnold,
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see you win games. Let me see you play consistent. Let me see you stop throwing dirt balls. And I want to be on your bandwagon.
Yeah, of course. Of course. We don't want you to do it. You're on our team. You wear our colors. Of course,
That's right.
Support you.
That's
but
right.
We have to be honest too in what we're saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have to be honest too in what we're saying.
Yes. I mean,
now, like I said, where I'm different from you, I thought the last 4 weeks was much improved. I'm hyped about.
Oh, absolutely.
What's to come. But
do you remember the season? I don't remember if it was his rookie or his second season with Sam. We thought the same thing.
Yes.
Like, oh man, look the way he played those last 6 games.
But the difference is, I believe in Joe Douglas. I can't believe I'm saying this. I believe Joe Douglas now that he's got under all the dirt money, the bad money, got rid of players who didn't want to be here and didn't live and sleep football and have hearts of lions. That's why I'm saying this is it, Joe. This is that you have to build this team now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
This now you have
it's
to
all
bring
on
in
you,
some
man.
A players, and the Jets have a lot of draft capital. Like if they're sitting there in a month from now at pick 10 and someone's offering them a boatload to jump in because they may want a quarterback, the kid from Cincinnati, I believe the kid from Pittsburgh will probably be gone, or the kid from Liberty. Get a boatload more of picks. The more players, the more. Listen, we all know draft picks are hit and miss, but the more people, the more draft picks, the more capital, the more players we could bring in who are going to fight. We always said, the more the merrier. Let the best players shine.
Well, I hope CJ is doing his recruiting.
Yeah.
that he said he was going to do. So.
Yeah. Who's out there on the defensive side of the ball? With the Bears making that big trade to the Chargers for Khalil Mack.
For Mack, yeah, I saw that.
Who's the other big name? Chandler Jones, right? He's out there.
Chandler Jones, yeah.
But everyone's talking about, he had the 11 sack season, which sounds great. But
what happened with Clowney?
Would you take that risk?
I'd rather go if I'd rather go with Jones if I was going to do that. So.
The thing is with Chandler Jones, I keep hearing, he had 11 sacks, but remember, people, 5 of them were in week 1. After that, he only had 6 the rest of the way. But those 6 were probably still more than any Jet D lineman, right? Like, who had the most sacks on our side of the ball? I don't even know, and I probably should know. But that's saying a lot that we don't even know. Did anyone have did Quinnen Williams have double-digit sacks? Did Fatukasi or Myers have double-digit sacks? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I don't think anybody had double-digit
Is Dante Fowler worth the 1-year risk to play on the other side? Or has a backup because whoever, again, until free agency, not free agency, until the draft, I don't know what the Jets are bringing in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are any of the defensive end free agents going to be any better than maybe one of these kids like Hutchinson, who probably won't be around? What's the other guy's name? Thibodeau, the kid from Georgia, Jordan Davis, who's moving up the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
Devon Williams, his name keeps rising on the list from Georgia. We'll have to discuss that all,
Yeah. Yep. We'll get there. I'm just so pumped up for this coming week. I just hope we do the right thing.
Yeah, and you know what, Kevin? Of course, you get the initial wave, but free agency doesn't end like it.
No. It's ongoing.
But I'm hoping that next week when we come on, we have 2 or 3 players
that we made some moves and we can say, wow.
Yeah, and not only that, but then you say, all right, now the free agency picture becomes a little clearer. Now we can put our focus on, all right, maybe we go for the safety, what's his name, Sauer, that everyone loves, or the kid from Notre Dame, Hamilton. Like, we're going to learn a little more next week on what the Jets did. I'm just hoping we're not sitting here next Saturday. Well, the Jets were in on this, but they got outbidded. The Jets
got outbid,
and they got outbid.
He went here.
Yeah.
He stayed with his own team.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. So we'll see. But now now the final.
That's another thing that worries me. Do these guys want to come here? We tend to have. I mean, I know we throw loads of money at them. That's why they come here.
Yeah.
But do they want to come here to play, or do they want to just come here to for a payday?
Okay.
No. You know what I'm saying?
Ryan Jensen, because he's won in Tampa Bay, you might have to overpay.
Oh, listen.
But Allen Robinson coming from Chicago, he hasn't been happy there. I don't know if you would have to overpay for him. Saquon Barkley is going to be a what's it called, risk reward salute, like 1 year deal. I don't know what you give him.
Maybe you get a hometown discount because he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know what you give him because he's a Jet fan. His dad, I believe, was a Jet fan. Like they grew up Jet fan.
Huge.
Maybe maybe he comes for a discount to prove 1 year what he can do here. I don't know. I think Jensen, you might have to overpay since he's a Super Bowl champion and play.
But listen, I was just going to say a Super Bowl winning center.
Yeah, you might have to overpay.
That's worth it to me.
Especially
with a second year quarterback that needs somebody in his ear.
Yes.
I mean, you got Flacco on the sidelines, and wouldn't it be nice to have a experienced center in the huddle?
And if you could bring in Jensen at a good price, would you bring in the kid from Washington, Brandon Sheriff, for a good price?
Maybe, yeah.
Because you're probably not going to sign Morgan Moses. I don't think you are.
No, you never know. He said he wanted to stay here.
Yeah, I did. But that deal is going to be closer to April or the end of April. Like you said, come Monday at noon, we're going to learn a lot. We're going to hear the rumors, and now the one rumor that seems to be picking up the most steam is the Amari Cooper rumor.
I know. And if I had to choose between Cooper, Landry, and Metcalf, give me Metcalf.
Oh, I agree. I'm not arguing. I wouldn't argue any of them, Kevin. I'm just saying, and whether people think I'm right, wrong, stupid, or not, I don't want to give the farm up for one of these guys. I just don't. I'm tired of that.
And like I think I said to you before, I see that Robbie wants a reunion with the Jets.
Yeah, but I heard don't be surprised if he lands with the Patriots. And of course, that's just something that was thrown up on the wall for conversation. But is Robbie the guy you want? Like, is that,
No. I know. I got unfinished business in New York, and all right. What'd you talk shit again for when you left then?
Yeah.
If you love it here so much.
Yeah. Like, I think I'd be very pissed if I woke up, let's say Tuesday morning, and breaking news is we resigned Robbie Anderson.
Yeah. And I mean, when Zach throws an interception or two, you're going to start screaming at him on the sideline like you screamed at Sam.
Yeah. I don't think he will with this coaching staff or with some of this.
Around him. Stay in Carolina.
Yeah, I'll go to New England takes him. That's fine.
Go wherever the hell you want to go.
I'm not sweating that one.
No,
I'm not sweating that one.
I'd rather have Cooper, Landry, or Metcalf over you. So, I mean, to me, you're a one-hit wonder. You go deep. That's it.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not. Again, Kevin, I would love any one of those players. I just don't want to give away the farm. And I know people are going to say, Greg, you're crazy. We know what these players are. We don't know what these draft picks are. I just feel like we've been down that road. We've been down the road. Decker and Brandon Marshall, great players for us, but we've been down that road. I'm more for now, let's go draft. Let's build this team, not for 1 or 2 years, but for 7, 8 years. Let's constantly be in the mix. Let's be the place now where players want to go to. Free agents are excited.
That's what I was saying before. These guys want to come here. A lot of these big guys, I mean, I know they come for the money, but I want them to come here to win, not for the money.
I'm hoping that Saleh and LaFleur and some of the young talent like Elijah Moore and Michael Carter and who else we got? Becton, Fant, Vera, like these young bloods bring these guys and say, yeah, this team is hungry. They want it. Let's go and let's be like Mosley said, what was his code? Come here to have something special, not for the money. Like, come here because you want to.
That's what I was just saying. I want players to come here to win, not for the money.
So let's see. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Last thing, what did you think of the Colts trade? Carson Wentz, boom, to the Washington Commandos.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
You know, our buddy Chris is not happy. I reached out to him, and he did not like.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think Washington got fleeced
after the Luck debacle there, and then you finally got yourself a quarterback again, maybe, and then you traded him away.
Rumor has it that ownership was so aggravated the way those last 2 weeks went down. He's like, a red rat. They don't even want to see him in the building. They were so and you don't hear people say that, like ownership saying they were so aggravated. Because don't forget, Frank Reich was the one who said he could turn him around. I think had him in Philly, right? So, but do you think Washington got fleeced? So let's just go over the trade. So the Colts trade Carson Wentz to the Commandos for a 3rd-round pick, which could become a 2nd-round pick in 2022, and a 2023 3rd-round pick that could also become a 2nd-round pick if Wentz plays 70% of the plays. So that's what the Colts are getting. But Washington is getting Wentz, a 2nd-round pick, and they have to pay all $28 million of his salary, which $5 million of it is due in a couple of weeks, I believe.
Hey, if the guy wins you 10 games and you go deep into the playoffs or you luck out, then it's worth it. It's all about winning, man. It's all about winning.
No, I know, I get it, but Wentz shit the bed those last 2 games, and it might not have been all his fault. I would have to go back and watch those 2 games. Or that Jacksonville debacle to winning in, and Jacksonville.
Come on, man.
That day. Yeah.
Any given Sunday.
I don't know.
Any given Sunday.
My last thing I want to put out there, and then I'm done, and I'll give you all week to think about it. I feel like it's deja vu. And again, we both like this kid. The videos again of Mekhi Becton in the best shape of his life, working out hard, looks slim, looks mean. It's going to prove everyone wrong. Show me, don't tell me.
I hope so, man. Yeah, talk
Show
is
me,
cheap.
don't tell me.
Talk is cheap.
I don't know who said this, so I'm quoting this person, but I don't remember who said it. You know what? When it has to be brought to the forefront when they say this player is in the best shape of his life, this player is the strongest he's ever been, they're not what they are. They're
right.
Trying to
when you got to tout that and boast that
when
and put that out there, you're putting
your
that
own buzz. Yeah. I'm sorry. I love Mekhi Becton. I want the man to succeed. But again, this is year 3 and the 2nd year of look how strong he looks. Look how lean he looks.
The guy can't stay on the field.
Yeah. So what happens? He gets, and listen, I understand the weight thing. I've talked about it all the time. I'm sitting here now, and in 8 months from now, I might be a totally depleted person because of my diet changes or whatever. I understand the fluctuation. But this kid needs to stay in shape for the money he's making and the hired help he could bring in to cook him perfect. I can't do that, but he can.
Right.
I don't want to see him in the best shape of his life until September 1st, and then he goes off the rail. I need him in the best shape of his life for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
We're paying him good money. He's going to get good money in 5 years if he plays like we think he could. But I don't want to see the videos of he's in the greatest shape ever. He's got show me, don't tell me, Mekhi. I love you, brother.
Right.
But show me, don't tell me. That's how I'll end my day.
Put up or shut up. That's how I'll end up. Put up or shut up. That's
yeah. No, exactly. I don't have anything. I don't want people to think Kevin, I think when we drafted him, I spoke to you and said, I love this move. I think it was great.
Yeah. But we both said we finally got a left tackle. Hopefully.
Yeah. And I understand everyone freak accident week 1, Greg Van Roten, but I don't know the extent of the injury and I don't claim to be a doctor, but I thought the kid should have been back. All right. Maybe I'm wrong, but fine. Show me, don't tell me in year 3, Mekhi. Because you have a lot of people who believe in you, but you do also have a lot of people that it's like, all right, best shape of my life again. Here we go.
I mean, you were our next to Brickshaw.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, that's it for me, Kevin. Next week is our 1-year anniversary. Can you believe when we first came?
Can you believe this crap, man?
When we first came on and I said we're just 2 Mama Lukes, we will be having a 1-year anniversary show next week.
Can you believe we've made it 51 shows?
Yeah.
51.
Yeah.
And as we say every week, thanks to everybody for liking, subscribing, commenting, listening to our gibberish.
Listen to spew nonsense, but hey, thank you to all. Yeah, our numbers may not be up there like some of these other people, but for the 202, I believe, who subscribe and watch us and view us, thank you so much. There's more to come. We're looking forward to a great free agency, a great draft class, and hopefully winning, right? So
it's what it's all about.
Yep, we're here. We're going to change this culture. We're flipping this script, and we're hoping for an exciting season and a lot to talk about.
Even Chad and Vinny agree.
Yep. All right, my brother. So that was another good one.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Hey, it's all about Monday, right?
Yeah. Here we go.
Let's get this party started.
Yeah. Let's come out of the gate. All gas, no brakes. Let's go.
Here we go. New league year. Let's go.
Let's go.
All
it's
right,
like
brother.
Christmas for football fans.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. You have a great rest of your Saturday. You all have a great rest of your Saturday. Enjoy this lovely weather we have in New York and New Jersey today. And stay warm out there, and we'll talk to you next week. Hopefully with some very, very good news. All right?
Yep.
Have a good one, my brother. And we'll talk to you later.
Yep.
And jet up.
Yeah.
Yeah.